It was the kind of morning where the air felt tired. Clouds hung low in the sky, and the silence in the kitchen was louder than usual. Emma stood by the window, watching the rain fall slowly across the glass, a warm cup of tea in her hands, but it had already gone cold. Her husband, David, had left early. As always, he worked in another city now, 5 days a week gone, only home on weekends. At first, they tried to keep the spark alive. Video calls, photos of meals, I miss you texts. Time has a way of turning I miss you into just I'll talk to you tomorrow. Emma didn't blame David. Not really. He had always worked hard, always provided, but somewhere between deadlines and dinner time, between suitcase zippers and lonely nights, they stopped seeing each other. They were still married, but not really connected, not really present. Emma lived in a quiet suburb, one of those places where all the houses look alike. Same front porch, same flower pots, same mailboxes. Every heart inside those houses, so different, so full of secrets. Next door lived Leo. He had moved in a year ago, divorced, mid-30s, worked from home. He often walked his dog past Emma's garden. At first, they just waved. Then they started saying good morning. Then came the shared coffee, the small chats, the longer pauses, and then one evening, a glass of wine on her back porch. It didn't happen all at once, but Emma noticed how easy it was to laugh with Leo, how warm his eyes were when he asked, "Are you okay?" and actually listened. He noticed the books she read, the way she tied her hair, the things David used to see but no longer remembered. Emma didn't plan to fall, but sometimes loneliness is louder than guilt. Meanwhile, in another city, David sat in a hotel lobby. His phone buzzed. Emma, hope the meeting went well. Love you. He stared at the screen. Typed, love you too. Deleted it. Typed again, thanks. Heading to bed soon. He didn't say, I love you anymore, because he didn't know if he meant it. At work, there was Julia. She was confident, funny, single. She made long meetings feel shorter. She laughed at his dry jokes. She asked him how he felt, something no one had asked in years. At first, he avoided staying too long after work. But slowly, coffee turned to dinner. Dinner turned to her hotel room. And David forgot the sound of Emma's laugh. Neither of them knew that both hearts had wandered, that both were seeking comfort outside the home they once built together, that both had chosen temporary connection over permanent honesty. Then, one Sunday afternoon, it all broke. David was home. He had taken the weekend off, wanted to reconnect. Emma was quiet. He could feel the distance, and she could feel his eyes looking at her like a stranger. They sat on the couch. The TV played in the background, but the silence between them was louder. Then Emma said it, softly. Is there someone else? David didn't answer, but she already knew. She looked down. I think there's someone else for me too, she whispered. He looked up. What? Emma's eyes welled up. I didn't plan it, but I needed to feel something, to feel seen. David leaned back, closed his eyes. His chest felt tight. And then he laughed, not because it was funny, but because it was tragic. They had both cheated, but not because they didn't care, not because they wanted to leave. They cheated because they felt alone, because they forgot how to talk, how to listen, how to show up for themselves and for each other. The next days were filled with tears, questions, anger, blame, but also a strange kind of clarity. For the first time in years, they were talking again, really talking, not about what to buy or when the bills were due, but about how they felt, what they missed, why they drifted, and slowly they remembered the love beneath the ruins. David deleted Julia's number. Emma stopped answering Leo's texts. They didn't do it because they had to. They did it because they wanted to try again, not for the sake of the past, but for the hope of something new. It wasn't easy. Rebuilding never is. Some days they still fought. Some nights they still cried. But they learned to hold hands again, to sit in silence without fear, to love without conditions. Because love isn't perfect, but it is a choice. And sometimes the most powerful thing, two broken